MFL Total Access, let's go!
Okay.
MFL Total Access, let's get it! I'm excited today.
What are you excited for?
Well, we got 2 undefeated teams going down.
Yes.
We have 2 overtime games. To recap.
Wait, 1 into 5 and?
Oh, I have no clue. I just know there were 2 games.
What's the other one?
Div 5. I think they're both in Div 5.
Yes.
Yep. Come on now. And sun's out.
So we start at 5?
Yeah, may as well.
Anything you want to say before we start? Or 2 more weeks to regular season.
True.
Make sure is it 2 or 1?
2. Because 2.
Make sure your players get 5 games if they want to be eligible for the playoffs.
Yep.
Very important. Fall registration has officially begun.
Really? When does fall start?
26th of August.
Okay.
So fall starts 26th.
Mm-hmm.
The 19th will be a week off.
Okay, so it's a 1 week break.
Yes.
Okay.
The ratings should be updated after the regular season. So
Okay. Should.
No, they will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing like a party or
Yes.
The 19th? We are.
No, yes, on the 19th, on the week off.
The Saturday.
Yeah.
Like a brunch and
MFL get together.
Like at Le Bear?
No, like at a bar.
Okay.
People want to drink alcohol.
Well, that's what we ask. There you go. Okay, nice. That's cool.
Do we start off right away?
Yeah, D5. That was it. I think there's something else. Jeff's not on the show because he wasn't there. Planned to be busy, had an event. Yeah, okay, let's go.
So we'll put you on the spot. Last week you said Sour Peeps for the team to beat in D5.
That's true.
Is that still the case?
Oh, that's a good question. I think so.
Even though they lost by 4 possessions to Tropic Thunder.
That's a great question.
Maybe more of a middle of the pack team. I know they're maybe not playing. They're playing better than the record indicates. But Sour Peeps had most of their players there, right?
Yeah, they did, which was surprising. That's why I saw, was there a different quarterback? No, it was... Well, the thing is, Tropic Thunder is a good squad. I remember scorekeeping and reffing their game once, and things just weren't clicking. They have ballers. Eduardo's good. Connor's good. We talk about Stu. He knows the game, and he's a guy that's not going to get you, 12 yards a catch, but he's going to move the chains. Brody's good as well. I think one of those 2 guys is a 6'8", really good player. This Tropic Thunder team is good, and this is kind of a surprising team, and they kind of remind me of Rosas in Div 3 that we'll get to that beat Averages who are undefeated. You could see a different Tropic Thunder week in, week out, just like you can at Rosas.
Yeah. So you think it's just it's really hard to go 10-0. They're bound to lose a game. They had their bad game this week.
Yeah, because then
not worried at all.
A little worried, but then who would you have favorites to win it all? Bearhood won in overtime this week, which is okay. A win is still a win, but I didn't want to say struggled, but they didn't have it all easy. Simon was not 100% healthy, he said.
Yeah, he had to lose left hand, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Mimosa Crew is 7-2. Job's not a huge believer in them. I still believe in them, but I don't know if I'm willing to say they're the favorites. I still think Sour Peeps are the favorites. That's what you mean by team to beat, right?
Yes.
If you give me Sour Peeps or the field, I'd probably take the field. But Sour Peeps are still the team to beat.
Since this week or even last week?
No, since this week.
Last week
I would have taken Sour Peeps.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I'll say.
What about Improbable who have quietly won 6 straight games?
Well...
And it's super quiet considering they got Matt and Alex on that team that...
I picked them to win 2 games this weekend for the first time ever. I picked them to win and they won both. So thanks for shouting me out. I had learned my lesson. And I was talking to our boy Matt after his first win, and he was saying the team didn't play well and they still won. So shows you how good they are of a team that
you
can
notice
drop balls.
that Matt threw exactly 17 completed passes in both those games?
Combined?
No, exactly.
Okay.
I finished by saying
exactly. Good call.
In each of those games.
True.
And exactly 12 went to Alex in each of the games.
He had 24 catches.
In 2 games, yeah.
Some say he has, my God, and I think he holds the FPF record of 24 catches in the game.
It was 24?
I'm pretty sure it's 24.
It's not 25?
I think it's 24. Wow.
12 for 65 and 2.
That's crazy how that works. He's snapper, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Move those chains, baby. Move those chains. But yeah, what was your takeaway of the Sour Peeps loss?
Wait, don't look at my screen. Okay, I'll tell you that after. You want me to answer your question first?
Yeah, please.
I didn't see the game. I just think it's really hard to go 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
When listening to the podcast last week, yes, they're a great team. Yes, they deserve to be in first place, but I think you're really, really high on them. Not necessarily not more so that you were too high on them, but more you felt that the way you were describing it, I felt you were giving any other D5 team a chance.
Okay, got you.
The way you said you would take Sour Peeps over the field, and I feel that the top of the D5 class, especially with Bearhood there,
yeah,
you weren't even you didn't even blink an eye for Bearhood.
No,
and Josh spoke about Mimosa Crew, how he felt they were pretenders and all that, but Like no one mentioned like I think Bearhood is like a legitimate contender.
Yeah.
That was more.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
My takeaway from that.
But it wasn't. I was surprised how not close it was. We're like 26 points to win by Tropic Thunders. It was, and like you said,
Look,
Tarpons
one of
were
those
missing
games.
players.
Josiah threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
How many picks does he have on the year?
Could be less than 4 on the season, honestly.
He currently has 9, right? So he threw
5 before that. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, pop quiz. Don't look at my screen.
Of course not.
Do you know what happened in Los Politos Jungle Squad game?
Yes. I mean, I know.
Did you look at the stats?
I think so.
If I tell you, okay, Los Politos won the game. They scored
By 7, right?
Yeah, they scored 20 points.
Okay.
So they somehow scored 3 touchdowns. The
Yes.
team.
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean they're all passing touchdowns. It could be
No,
3
no.
pick sixes, 2 running touchdowns.
Of course.
Okay. Over
Could be 10 safeties.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Over under 3.5 completed passes in this game.
Don't be ridiculous, Terry.
Are you taking the over or the under?
I may as well take the over.
Okay, I thought I was gonna give you the trick. I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna
no,
do
that's
it.
okay.
They completed 4 passes in this game.
Oh, wait. I thought you were telling me because I was going to say it was 3 or less.
No, it was
4.
4.
Los Politos completed... Okay, wait. Los Politos completed 4 passes in this game.
Points per completion at 5 has to be a record. Has to be the highest scoring game per completion in this in the history of the MFL.
How? I mean, how did they do that? How did they win?
So I looked at the play-by-play because I really tried to dissect this. First of all, Thomas completed 3 passes all to Sam, and Sam completed 1 pass to Thomas.
So it was 2 against 6 basically in this game.
Yes. Sam ran twice, Thomas 1 runs, but a bunch of people had tackles and sacks and
And
stuff
Sam
like
had 2 picks and Thomas had a pick.
Yeah.
So literally it was 2 players playing for Los Politos.
Like look at the play-by-play. Just look at the Politos, Jungle Squad. I think Jungle Squad got a 12-minute drive in the second half. Like here. Politos got the ball. Oh no, sorry, it was pick
That's
6.
incredible.
So between 21 minutes and 8 minutes, so like 13 minutes went by.
Yeah.
Politos only touched the ball for a convert.
And a pick 6, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, Terry, you're telling me that...
Yeah, I'll tell you the drives really quickly, okay?
Okay, so there was 2 passing touchdowns, 1 pick 6 for Los Politos.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
So it was count every time I say completion, okay?
Okay.
Just make sure it was actually 4.
Got you.
Completion,
Yeah.
interception.
Yeah.
Completion,
Yeah.
interception,
Yeah.
penalty, incomplete, run, penalty, incomplete,
This is for Los Politos.
interception. Yeah, I'm naming all their plays.
Okay.
Completion,
Yeah.
incompletion,
Yeah.
interception,
Yeah.
completion,
Yeah.
incomplete, run,
It's like Army Navy. It's like the wishbone offense.
incomplete,
And that's how they win games.
run, incomplete, punt. Yeah.
So they completed 4 passes and scored 20 points.
Yes.
Like you said, it's 5 points per completion.
It has to be a record, right?
And what was
Like think about the high scoring game, like 60 points.
Yeah.
You're completing at least 20 passes?
Yeah.
15?
At least.
You have to complete 12. To be in this range, you have to complete 12 passes and score 60 points. And this is a team, not as a player, not one player.
Yeah, true. It was 17 completions to 4.
Yes.
Jungle Squad, like 17 of 35 is not great, but it's just under 50%.
It's more than 4 times the completions the other team had.
Wow.
I'm surprised you didn't see it.
I know. I saw the score. I didn't check the stats, but like, there's no way to check that record book wise, eh?
No.
That'd be too hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we finally got the record. Let's chill, eh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Are Los Politos, is that their second win? Because I think they have.
Yeah.
There's and it's. Oh, they have. 4. Okay, so if they'd have to win out to have a chance, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Div. That's impressive. Div 5. There's a lot of good teams. Like if you're telling me a team at 500 is out of a playoff spot, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Big Booty's got a big win this weekend. We'll talk about that.
You want to talk about it right now?
Sure.
Because if they didn't get the win, there could have been an argument that they could have got the forfeit win. Our boy Kevin, not very legit.
Yeah.
You know what happened? I think I explained it too quickly, but I don't
Nick
think you
played
understood.
or
Yeah,
supposed
so...
to. He told me, he was kind of giggling.
Who told you?
Kev. He's like, oh, Terry was kind of upset that Nick played. Hoo.
So he knew he was doing wrong.
I mean, ish.
So we presented the thing to him, and he's like, well, you guys decide. And I'm like, Well, Kevin's like the biggest stickler for a team being 0.1 over the cap and saying forfeit. Like he literally, I think every night before bed goes through every single roster to make sure they're still under cap, and when they're not, he sends it in the committee chat, and he's like, "Yo, they're 0.43 over cap."
And they won by 80.
Yeah. But long story short, Kevin was injured, but he's not injured anymore.
Right. That's what
so his rating should not have been lower to 1.
Okay.
And benefit from Nick being on the roster. Nick should have just been a sub.
Okay.
So he should have been allowed to play defense.
Oh, that's why it was.
Yes.
Because Nick couldn't play defense.
Yes.
But he was allowed to throw, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
But Kevin put him on the roster, so he's allowed to play defense.
Got you.
And Kevin didn't trust his team enough to without having him or Nick there.
To play defense.
Yeah.
Nick made a big play on defense.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't enough for them to win, though, eh?
No, 24-12. It was probably Josh's best game of the season.
He threw 3 picks.
He did. Well, I mean, first of all, it's not like they've been winning many games, big booties.
Which is surprising, because I think we thought they won.
I thought they were going to be the favorites. And Max gave me a kind of spiel of why they shouldn't be the favorites. I ain't buying it.
What was it?
That, Josh is kind of learning the quarterback position. That Max isn't fully healthy, which is true.
I mean, Max ain't fully healthy. He had, 2 picks, 3 touchdowns?
Oh, he had 1 pick to end the game. That was crazy. He balled on this game.
The spiel of Josh still learning the quarterback position, he has a couple of seasons under his belt.
Yeah.
He has made it to a championship game as a quarterback.
Sriracha hot sauce.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
And also, if you take the majority of D5 players who are also learning the position of quarterback, like Josh is, who've never played flag football before, I think Josh has like a bit of an advantage on them. That
it's a good call.
He has been around, and also not to mention, Max is on this team. Who better to help you learn the position or get better at it than Max, right?
For real. And somebody can just throw it up there.
So what was the other excuse?
Roster inconsistencies, I think, because like Kayla and Barbara haven't always been there. But yeah, Kayla had a big. I'll talk about our game in D4 with Cyclones. She balled out even though they lost. But Big Booty's huge win because Phoenix didn't really need the win, right? They're sitting pretty right now. Phoenix is. Yeah, see 6-2. That was their second loss. Clutch win for Big Booties. Talk about that game a little bit. I think Max did a good job. Josh did a good job distributing the ball. There was Max. There was Kayla. Other receivers making plays as well. Defensively, they were good. Gave up 12 points. Nick was moving the ball at times, but the defense bend didn't break, and that was ended up being key for them.
He didn't throw for 100 yards. I think safe to say he's losing his QB1 status.
Damn, I think so too.
Did you watch Netflix?
I did.
Quarterback.
I watched Netflix. Yeah. No, I didn't watch it yet. My uncle told me yesterday he watched it. It was really good. He watched the first episode.
Yeah, I watched the first episode too. It was really good.
Really? Was it just Mahomes or was it all 3 of them?
I didn't watch the whole first episode.
Oh, okay. You fell asleep, eh?
No.
Max said no.
Yeah, no, I did something else.
Okay.
But it was just Mahomes from what I was watching.
Okay.
I don't know if other guys came
If it's just Mahomes, I'm not going to watch.
Why?
I don't know. Like, something about him rubs me the wrong way.
You don't like Mahomes?
No, I like it. He's kind of annoying. Even Kirk Cousins kind of annoys me. I'd watch, like, Mario would be the guy I watch on that show, even though he's...
Why does Kirk Cousins annoy you?
I don't know. He thinks he's, like, so cool, but he, like, chokes. Like, his chain stuff is pretty cool. I like that. That's respect. That's good swag. But, like, he's overrated.
Kirk Cousins overrated?
That's correct.
Who says Kirk Cousins is like a top 10 quarterback?
His money does. Money talks, baby. Money talks. He gets paid like he's Najee's best friend, bro.
Let's see. Quarterback.
Come on, Terry. Don't be ridiculous now.
I know. You think he's paid top 10 right now?
He gets paid way too much, that's all I know.
Kirk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's the 13th best highest paid quarterback right now. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, probably.
So who's overrating him?
I think he's overrated. But wait, didn't he get like a massive contract? Does that include the massive contract? Like, is this yearly or?
Yeah, it's based on your average yearly earnings. Like, he earns $35 million a year when you have 12 quarterbacks earning more.
That's a good point. Still think he's overrated though.
Derek Carr gets paid more than him. Daniel Jones gets paid more than him.
I think you made the case they're both better.
Okay, quarterbacks that get paid less than him: Jared Goff, Ryan Tannehill, Geno Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo.
They're all ass.
Exactly. So isn't he rated properly?
I think people think he's too good.
Who thinks he's good? Everyone thinks he's a choker.
Yeah, he is a joker because he is a joker. First of all,
he's he's great at 1 p.m. But
he what? Yeah, he's great at 1 p.m. But I can't see him winning a Super Bowl. I think people think that because like you have Jefferson and Cook's probably going to be gone. They're not a Super Bowl contender. They never will be. But people think like the Vikings are a dark horse Super Bowl contender.
Well, there's only like maybe 3 quarterbacks that you could see winning a Super Bowl. The rest you need a complete team.
Yeah, but even with a complete team, Cousins can't do it.
Okay. That doesn't mean he's overrated, though.
I think he does. People think he can do it. I don't think he can.
Okay, to be overrated, it means that you think he's not as good as people are saying he is. But no one's saying he's that good.
No, I think people think he's better than... Well, I mean, you said he was better than a bunch of guys, right?
When did I say that?
We were talking about where you had a good point, but remember you said he potentially had a better career than Russell Wilson.
I don't think I said that.
Well, you had mentioned he was better than Russell Wilson. Statistically, he was
Russell
better
Wilson
than
has
Russell
a Super Bowl. He's been to a Super Bowl.
That's what I mean.
Maybe last season he had a better season than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I had a better season than Russell Wilson last year.
Anyway, let's go back to D5. Titans won a game in overtime.
I was gonna pick legendaries, and I said, you know what, I just can't do it. They burnt me too many times.
And Ben wasn't even there.
McMahon, is he on the squad?
Yes.
He's played enough games.
Well, you don't need to play any games.
No, but like he won't be playoff eligible. Like he subbed a few times.
Let's take it out.
Man, that was one of the games that went to overtime.
He's played 3 games.
Okay. And they have how many games left?
3 games.
Okay, damn.
He needs to make 2 out of the last 3. Titans passing for less than 83 yards and winning the game. Robert Thomas getting 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but also getting 2 picks on defense.
Big, huge. I think D5 is all about winning in strange fashions.
Yep.
This weekend.
19 to 18 seems to be a popular score in D5.
19-18 Improbable, Weekend Warriors. And we had another overtime game. Bird, my ball Zach Ertz.
How impressive has this team been, eh?
Who's that?
My ball Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I agree. That's like, I think we all picked Barrett to win this game. But look, it shows that like this maybe Balzac Ertz team is a team that I don't see flying under the radar because I think like I've talked about them and I've score kept them. But like they're kind of like that bin team that can come out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
That's always going to have a good game, knows what they're doing. Like they're all on the same page. That's what I'll tell you about this offense. It's like they're on the same page. You know what plays they're doing when. People don't make mistakes. People don't drop balls. There's no penalties. It's a good team. I'd like to see some of that game. Quinton balled out for Bearhood. 3 touchdowns, $120, 7 catches. Do you think Mount Balzac could win a chip?
Yes.
I'd agree.
I think they could.
Yeah. Like, would you put them... What would be the odds?
Like, I'm trying to pull up the standings here.
I think right now they're hovering around... Yeah, exactly. They're 5 and 4.
To me, let's say we want to split D5 in tiers. I'd have Sour Peeps and Bearhead in tier 1.
Yeah.
And then I have Improbable leading the way in tier 2 with Mimosa Crew, Phoenix, My Ball Zach Ertz, and Tropic Thunder.
Who has a better chance, Mount Balzac Ertz or Phoenix?
Making the finals, it's Phoenix.
Winning it all.
Winning it all, probably My Ball Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
I mean, Kevin hasn't really showed us that he could win a championship as a quarterback, right?
That's true. But there's a first for everything, right?
Yeah, there could be a first for losing 5 times in the finals, then a first for losing 6 times in the finals.
Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
Improbable go 2-0. We talked about that. Weekend Warriors. So we look at pull up the standings quickly, or the playoffs. So legendaries are outside looking in. It's a tough 4-6. Are the playoffs set? The team set?
No.
Well, think about it. Oh, sorry, big booties. My bad. But from like 10 onwards, I don't know. Like legendary is going to be tough for them to make it at 3 and 6. They have to win their last game.
Right?
Who is?
Legendaries are playing with Politos.
They have to win that game to have a chance, and then it'd be 4 and 6. Titans 4 and 3. So it seems to be between big booties and Titans for that last playoff spot. Wouldn't you say?
Legendaries lost to Titans, and they have not played big booties. Looking at points against, they're at a huge disadvantage right now.
Yeah.
So it will be tough, really tough.
For legendaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think grabs that last spot? Titans, big booties, Tropic Thunder. Because top 8 make it, so there's no buys.
So look, big booties have Jungle Squad and Sour Peeps left.
Okay.
So you can assume they go 1-1 there.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That puts them at 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Titans got 3 games. Weekend Warriors, Kiss My Pass, My Ball Zach Ertz. They should be able to go 2-1.
2-1. What's the schedule?
Weekend Warriors, Kiss My Pass, My Ball Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
They could go 1-2 or 2-1, but I think 2-1. They go 2-1 there. They're in.
I think the tricky game for them could be Weekend Warriors because Weekend Warriors always play tough.
Yeah, it's true. They're sitting with just 2 wins, but minus 30 differential, which is pretty solid for a team that's sitting at their position right now.
Yeah, I think Titans are going to grab the last spot. If you ask me preseason, big booties not making the playoffs odds, I would say like 1 in 1,000.
Yeah, I'd probably say close to under 1%.
Man, that's surprising.
Division 4?
Div 4, let's get it. Div 4, I could start with a game I refed. Rossos Cyclones. This was all Rossos in this one.
Yeah, I put you ref that game because you've been saying that Cyclones are ass. I wanted them to show you that they're not, but they did the exact opposite.
Well, the thing is, they are ass. They're definitely ass. But, how can I say this? They're not better than I thought. But, you look at this squad, and it's a good squad, and I feel like they weren't unfortunate. But, for example, this game, Sablisky threw 6 picks. And you can say, okay, Sablisky had a terrible game. He did. But, a lot of it wasn't on him. He was scrambling to make plays. He was forcing the ball a little bit because they were down. Balls were getting tipped, and it was he's a better quarterback than a guy who throws 6 interceptions in Division 4. And I think that with the roster they have, Biddle's a good receiver. Kev's also a good player. Nick Husey, we know he's up and coming. Kayla had an incredible game. She had 87 yards in this game, Babelisa. 87 yards. Former Dolphins fan. She was making 100 catches left and right.
Former Dolphins fan? She's not a Dolphin fan anymore?
Did I say former? Sorry, no, I meant Dolphins fan. Dolphins fan. Kayla, respect. 87 yards in this one, a TD. Barbara unfortunately got hurt on the first play. First play of this game. She has a bubble the size of a grapefruit.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
She was okay, though. Rossos wanted to see if she was okay. But it was Rossos played a very good game defensively, and Gab Boucher had a really good game as well. He did throw 3 picks, but a lot of them were a tad bit overthrown that were tipped, and Sablisky had interceptions on defense. I'm definitely not, how can I word this, hopeful for Cyclones after this game, but 38-7 is a little bit, I think it's a little misleading.
You ref this game?
Yeah, I did.
You also score keep?
Yes.
You added some players on the app?
Yeah. They weren't there. It's weird, a lot of players weren't there. For Rossos?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of players weren't there.
And were there roster players?
Yeah, they were roster players.
They weren't just subs?
No. I spoke with Plant, and it was weird.
Okay.
Good thing you brought it up.
Yeah, I put a note. I'll try to see what happened there.
You thought I messed up, eh?
No.
You don't have to lie, but it's all good. So Cyclones right now... Well, that's the other thing, too. I was talking with Kayla, and she was saying that Johnny Manziel was supposed to be their QB and play 5 games, but it looks like he'd only play 2 games.
Okay.
So it was a mix-up there.
Okay.
So, we thought he was going to come and save the season, and does not look to be the case. Standings. They have 2 wins, though.
Who's they? Cyclones?
Cyclones. They got to win out. It's going to be tough for them.
And even there, is it a guarantee they make the playoffs by winning out?
Good call. Not sure. But a big win by Le Boucher against you guys this week. And then they end up losing.
You caught some of that game, eh?
I did. And then so it's exciting. Right now, top 8 make it as well. And you got Boucher sitting at 4-5. Airborne sitting at 4-5. So the standings are all the tiebreakers in...
You don't assume they are.
Okay. That's very important to mention. I think you should mention that right now live on air.
Don't assume that the standings are correct for tiebreakers.
So this may not be right. Because right now the site says Airborne's at 9 and Boucher's at 8. But that could be incorrect.
I'll tell you right now.
Because points against Boucher are in a better spot. But do they play? 236.
They did not play against each other.
Okay, so it's just points against then.
Yeah. So the standings are correct for them.
So for Airborne to make it, they would have to win their next game and Boucher lose. Or if Airborne lose and Boucher give up 18 more points in their loss, then Airborne make it. So there's a very slim chance Airborne lose, they're in. Very slim.
Yeah.
Right? But basically Airborne have to win their last game to be in.
Airborne are playing Cyclones. I think they already won that game.
Okay, fair. And Boucher have...
The villains.
Wow. And then that's it. They're done. Even though it's another week. Damn, it's exciting. Okay,
that
big
win for
week.
Boucher was huge against the Black Diamonds.
It was. What you tell me about some of that game? Because I caught the end of it. Both offenses look to be doing well.
Yeah,
right,
really
31-28.
Literally tell the team you have one player to watch out for, one main player to watch out for, Félix Bégin. What's the first play of the game? Go route Félix Bégin, 45-yard touchdown.
Ah ben.
What did you say?
Ah ben.
Yeah, Lucas has a crazy arm. He could throw
Yeah,
like
he
literally
is.
the
And he
whole
looks like a
field,
QB. Like we said, like the glasses and everything, and I like it. Yeah.
Felix and Xavier are complete studs. Yaniel Flip with 10 tackles on defense.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a fun game. It was a really fun game. Like
the
a
vibes
lot of the
seemed to be
guys
good.
came after to tell me that it was fun to play. It was fun to play against us and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We were up at halftime. Their defense kind of tightened up in the second half.
Yeah.
And they did what they had to do to get the dub, right?
It was a good play. Last play of the game, double quarterback. The rusher tipped today.
Yeah.
That was not an easy play.
He also tipped a fourth down pass. A key fourth down he tipped. Getting 2 sacks, Vincent, great rusher. The ball he tipped, kind of bounced back in my hands after the game. He came back. He's like, I'm really sorry. I hope I didn't hit your hand. He's like, Lucas actually got injured that way, I think. Rusher clapped his hand.
Oh, okay.
His fingers were more sensitive to that.
Right, okay.
Great
nice
to
guy,
see.
nice guy.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. Like, my fingers are all fine.
Yeah, respect. Tips matter, though. Tips do matter at the rusher position. It's
Yes.
not all about sacks.
Yeah.
Big win for Boucher. And then after that, Boucher played against Sooners 45.
At the end, did you see how long that drive was?
Oh, yeah, you were milking that clock, eh?
Got the ball at 9 minutes, down 3 points. I knew if we'd score it, give them enough time, they'd probably score.
Yeah.
Milked it all the way down to a minute.
Damn. And then you didn't score that drive? You did?
We didn't score. They get the ball back. We had enough timeouts.
Oh, Quinton got a pick, eh?
Quinton got a pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quinton got a bunch of picks on Saturday.
Yes.
Talk about that. Did you
Did
catch Sooners 45, Boucher, and Boucher's
No, I
second
did
game?
not.
Diego was only throwing 2 incompletions, 15 of 17.
Crazy. Added 69 yards on the ground, a 2-point convert, another interception.
So are they the favorites in Div 4?
It's hard to say no. It's really, really hard to say no. But I see there being 3.
Because you look at Idaho, and for all the great teams, like Idaho is third in the standings, right?
Yes.
Out of the top 7 teams, they've given up the most points.
That's
which is surprising.
That's why I said, to me, I see 3 teams, and I paused because I was looking at Idaho to see if I consider them as a top tier contender in Division 4.
Yeah.
Because to me, the 3 obvious ones are Sooners 45, Super Friends, and the Villains.
Okay, what happens with Villains now? Because they're not going to play 10 games.
It's going to be percentage.
So this is not necessarily correct that they're in 4.
Yeah, like let's say they were to close out the season with 1 loss and
Yeah.
end the game and 7-1. They'd have it'd be as if they were between 8-2 and 9-1.
Okay, right. So right now these standings aren't necessarily correct.
No, but it's probably not that far off either.
Well, I mean, they're probably second. No, they're better than
They're probably first, even though.
5
I think if they only end the season with 1 victory, they'll finish first.
with 1 loss. Yeah.
With
Okay,
1 loss, yeah.
Iron Wolves a big win. They're 5-3.
Yeah.
33-21. I talk about other false stats. We talked about D5. Jason threw 4 picks and they won the game 33-21. Jean-François Roland Leclerc also threw 4 picks. So that's possibly why.
Great defense, eh?
For real, yeah.
He threw 4 different receivers.
I love the picks for Iron Wolves. Connor, Cooper, Lucas, and John. 4
Why
picks.
do you love those picks?
It's aren't 2 of them brothers?
I don't
Or 3 of them brothers?
think so. I think they're just friends.
None of them are brothers?
I don't think so. With different last names?
That's true, eh? Well, I guess they're so close that they're like triplets.
So why do you like the picks, you said?
I just think it's a cool, I like how all four players get 4 picks. Like a player a pick.
But if Josh would have had one instead of John, would you
No, I
say-
kind of like it's like, the 3 youngsters and John Evans.
Okay.
Yeah, the 3 unlikely suspects. And that win for Iron Wolves puts them at, is it 5-2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-3. And they got Drama Club and Super Friends. Did you catch any of that game?
Nope.
5-4 playoffs. Okay.
Just don't know if Airborne showed up for. Wait, which game?
The Iron Will's been...
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, Airborne putting up 2 points, eh?
Yeah.
Did you ref that game?
Nope.
Yeah, Guillaume, 3 interceptions. Like, Super Friends have great defense, right? And great offense as well, obviously. Nuevo with 3 touchdowns on the game. A pick 6, Elias Martin. This is a good team. Do you think if Airborne squeeze in the playoffs, this is a similar result we'd expect from them? Like, could they surprise a team like Super Friends, Idaho?
Like, if this is a similar result, we'll expect
Yeah.
like if they lay a goose egg. Like,
Yeah. Like, would it be? Could they put up a fight?
well, they flip a coin, right? They
Yeah.
lost 4 straight games and they won 4 straight, right?
And they did beat a good team in Villains, right?
Yes. And Sooners 45.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Good call. That's fair.
Like, I'm not gonna say I was expecting them to win against Super Freds, but I was definitely expecting them to put up a fight, right?
Yeah.
I know they're missing a few players, but still. Division 3?
Next man up mentality. Let's go Div 3. Okay, Div 3. I refed doing my last Phoenix.
Okay.
That was a solid game. Felix going 16 of 27, 197 yards, 5 touchdowns. He was really good at staying calm and cool when he was double rushed. He was double rushed a lot in this game.
Really?
I'd say probably, without exaggeration, probably 30% of the game he was double rushed.
Really?
Yeah, and he would take his time, find the open receiver, and get it to him. And it was
And
that
no
simple.
one got a sack on defense.
No, it was like maybe they limited his time to scramble.
How was he able to take his time?
Like it looked like he was taking his time because he wasn't like, I guess you can say, frazzled at all by the rush.
Okay.
Like he wasn't panicking. He looked, he saw his open receiver, and what was smart is usually take the deep shot because when you have an extra receiver, you want to try and hit the big play, right?
Yeah, but most of the time you're taking someone that's covering the flats. That's going to be the second rusher. Like,
Yeah,
you're not going to
that's
say,
true.
I'll play cover 2 and one of the guys supposed to drop. You
Right,
rush
right. Choo,
and have a
choo.
single coverage safety, right?
Yeah, but it's like usually like, for example, if a quarterback breaks the rusher, usually you want to throw that ball,
Yeah.
and not run. So I felt like in this situation when you have a guy going deep and you have one less defender, and he was taking those shots and he was throwing like dimes in this game. Maybe one of the better games I've seen him play. And I talked about him. I want to see him running a little bit less. He ran 7 times for 30 yards, but I didn't really feel like it was forced. And I think he did a really good job of.
He could run a lot more.
He can. 7 times is still a lot.
Yeah, no, but
he was double rushed. But I was glad to see him work on his progression at being a passer and really throwing it in there because it was great ball distribution by him. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players getting a reception in this game, yeah, it was an impressive win by them. That was is impressive win back-to-back weeks. Let's see standings.
Yeah, they beat Red Cats the week before. So
they've put themselves in a decent spot at jumping to a playoff spot because they're 3-5 right now. They're half a game behind Ben, who's 4-5. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago if they would have had a shot, I would have said no way.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I would have said no way.
Pretty sure we asked ourselves the question. We said the 7 playoff teams are set in stone.
Yeah. And they have raw sauce and double dippers. That won't be easy. Did you catch any D3 game?
Nope. I just heard Jason cry.
Tell me more.
Average Joe's getting their first L.
But we talked about it in the chaff, CCDFs, me, you, and Maz.
Yeah.
And you think that may be a good thing for Average Joes.
Do you not agree?
I do.
They were down 25-8 at halftime.
Yeah. And like, you never want to like sugarcoat it
Look,
like they lost.
If you told me that they would go 10-0, what are their odds of them choking and not winning the championship? I'd say probably anywhere between 50 and 80%.
Okay.
Now I'll say it's closer to 50
Of them choking.
of them not winning the championship.
Okay, but do you think like Ross's may have found a recipe to beat Average Joe's? I don't know what they did. They had some Ross's in that recipe. Wink,
Yeah.
wink. But like Jason threw 24 incompletions in this game. Right, that's a lot.
26 actually.
Good call. Good call, Babalisa.
Don't
26.
put him off the hook there. He
Yeah,
called every single timeout
good
at every
call,
second.
Good call. 26 incompletions.
Well, maybe it was 23 if you count as 3 completed passes the other team.
That's true. That is true.
You're still off though.
26 of his throws didn't go to his receivers. Let's just say that. 3 of them being picked.
Hey, 3 different completions. Is that cute? Just like Iron Wolves?
What?
3 different players got the
Come on now.
interceptions.
That is cute. Yvonne getting a pick 6. Antoine Tito getting a pick.
And look, I will say that Average Joes were missing one of their best players.
Yes, they were.
Geoffroy.
The best player. I think he's their best player.
You think he's their best player?
Yeah.
But that doesn't justify a 16-point loss. And just to clarify what I was saying is that, like, I think going into the playoffs at 10-0 and not having faced any adversity and being so sure of yourself and playing for this record and playing for that number of touchdowns, there's a much higher chance that you're going to fall on your face.
Right.
Now, after the game, Jason was not all smiles and giggles like he usually is. He's going to think about what went wrong. And he's going to put himself in a position so that does not go wrong again.
Yeah.
And if a game starts to go wrong the same way, he'll be able to stop it before it gets that out of hand.
Right. That's true.
That's why I was telling you and Jeff that I think this is, like Jeff was saying, it's Average Joes. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Whether they went 9-1, yeah, they're going to choke either way.
Yeah.
I really, really think that, I actually think there's a chance they win the championship at this point.
You really think it's better for their hopes?
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how you can make the argument that it's not.
Well, I think, no, you can, because it shows they're beatable.
Yes, but
A, it shows they're beatable. B, I don't think it'll play with their confidence, but there's a chance it plays with their confidence. There's a chance it plays with Jason's confidence. But I would agree with you. I think that their chance of winning the championship is higher.
yeah.
Because, I mean, look at, like, they talk about not facing adversity. They, like, their closest victory, well, no, that's not true. They did win one game by 1 point. They won a game by 8 points. But other than that, they were literally blowing teams out of the water.
Yeah.
And, man, they have a tough one this weekend against Double Dippers.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. Red Cats finally stopping the bleeding.
With Eli at quarterback.
Yes. 18-13. It was Eli struggled at the beginning of the game and then settled down very nicely.
It was a very slow game, eh?
Were you reffing it?
No, but it was very low scoring for most of the game from what I heard.
Yeah, 18-13. That is surprising. Connor, 2 picks. Ben, 2 picks. Denis, damn. And I think that maybe all she wrote for the Wolves of Iron. 2-6. Not necessarily. If they went out, they go 4-6. Ben lose 4. No, I'm not 100% sure. But what do you make of that? Iron was probably missing the playoffs in D3.
Well, they did lose their starting quarterback very early on in the season, right?
Mr. Evans.
Yes.
Yeah.
They apparently lost Chris now for the rest of the season.
Oh, don't hold your breath. No, but it is surprising. When you have Chris, Josh, Iggy, a smart quarterback in Jason, Mauricio, Alex. This is surprising to see this team miss the playoffs.
Yeah. John's still leading them in rushing yards, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Division 2?
Div 2, let's get it.
So here I got a lot to say.
Really?
Yeah. Let's start with... Yeah, I think I ref 2 or 3 Division 2 games. So let's start with Spurs getting Master Chiefs.
Yeah.
And not much to say here, but Ashton Smook, congratulations.
Broke the record.
You shattered the record.
So he tied the record before the game started, right?
Just double check.
And how many games do Master Chiefs have? So yeah, so he already broke the record, but he's on pace.
He told me he's going for 40.
They have 2 games left?
I believe so.
Wow, so he's on pace to shatter it. You're right.
He told me he's going for 40.
Marvels, Jagerbomb. Wow. So he's at 29. Oh my goodness.
What?
Nothing. He's at 29.
The screen is dark, eh?
He's at 29. Yeah. He already broke the record.
He's at 29 or 28? 28.
28?
Did you see 29?
Well, what was the record before?
26.
Yeah, I think it's 29. Because he tied. Wasn't he tied?
No, he was down 1 going in.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, so he's at 28. Beat the record by 2 and has 2 games left.
Yeah, he told me he's going for 40.
Okay, so predict how many touchdowns he'll have at the end of the season.
Before that, I just want to give him a bit more...
Trust.
Props. Because I remember before Smuda broke the record go to 26,
Yeah.
the record was at 20, and it was JC and Marvin who were tied at 20 for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And even when Marvin tied JC's record at 20, like it was like, wow, like I missed my shot. Who knows if I will get that shot again?
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And then like, I don't think anyone's ever going to get more than like 26 in like a really, really long time. Or if like you specifically say the season is just to beat that record, you know?
Yeah.
What do you make up of the fact that he broke it in D2 and it's not like Smuda still technically has like the D1 record?
like it's more impressive to do it in D1, but for me it doesn't hold any asterisks at all. I know we were talking
What
about
if it was in D5? Let's take the...
No, if anything, it's harder to get 28 touchdowns in D5.
Yeah, because the team doesn't have that many touchdowns. Yeah.
No, like, and I'm not just saying it either, like to be all rainbows and sunshines. It's a broken record to broken record. You know, a lot of these guys are playing in D1.
Yeah.
And is it more impressive to do it in D1? Yes, but at the end of the day, he didn't just break it. He's not basically shattered.
Like, let's say it was tied, you'd give the tiebreaker to the higher division. But
I mean, I guess, but to me, it doesn't hold that much of a difference to me.
Okay. So you asked me how much. What do you think I'm gonna?
But I'm trying. Can you go on game log?
No.
You can't, eh?
No. What do you want to see?
Because I was curious to see like what were his least amount of touchdowns. Like, did he ever have a game without a touchdown? Probably not.
I'll tell you.
Oh my god, you're doing that?
Yeah, I'll take 2 seconds.
Okay, respect. Terry's checking the actual game by game, but while he does that, he actually has 28 touchdowns, 2 games left.
So he had 4 in his first game.
Okay.
3 in his second.
Yeah.
Pretty good pace right there, eh?
Yeah.
Then he had an off game with just 1.
Okay.
So he's at 8, right?
I don't do math.
Then he had 2.
Okay.
4.
Wow.
So only 2 games where he didn't have like more than 2, then he went back to 4.
Yeah.
Then he had 5.
Did he have a game with 6?
Yes. Then he had 6. He had 4, 5, 6.
My gosh.
And then the last, I don't think it's ever going to be done again. And then he had 3 in the last game. So he's had 9 touchdowns in the last 2 games, which both against Spritz Gang.
I think he's going to end up with 35.
Over 35? With 35?
35. He'll have 4 and 3.
Do we know if he's playing the last 2 games?
That's a good question. I mean, I assume so. If you say he's going for 40.
You said how many?
35.
I said 33.
Okay.
Yeah, 33.
And importantly for his team, this is huge back-to-back wins for the Master Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because they're barely holding on to that last playoff spot right now. And they have Marvels who are half a game behind, and Marvels just lost to Pocket Rockets. Is there anything else you want to say about Master Chiefs?
No, just Ashton balled out.
Trust. A big win by Pocket Rockets, but a big loss by Marvels. Right?
Yeah.
Max throwing in place of Iggy. Iggy was gone to the tournament in Ottawa. Congrats, they won the championship.
Look, I know Max came late to this game, but his team accepted to start the game early before he got there.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Like, Max didn't throw any picks this game, but to what Jaff would say, how many turnover downs did he get?
Well, he only threw for 135 yards, right?
Yeah.
And if one quarterback has a good yards per completion, it's Max, right? He had less than 7 yards of completion.
Yeah, but he did have Zabriskie who could stretch the field, right?
Yeah, he has Zabriskie who can stretch the field. He has Mace who can stretch the field.
Who?
Mace.
Yeah, and he did lead the team in yards by a lot, eh? And
yeah.
catches in that game. Max with 2 big losses this weekend, eh? At quarterback.
We'll talk about it in D1.
Yeah, tough.
What do you make of that Marvels loss?
It's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs right now with that loss, right? Like, they could still mathematically for sure make them, right?
Well, they have 3 games left. Right? So that plays to their benefit. And they play Spritz Gang, Master Chiefs, and Idaho. So they're going to have to beat Spritz Gang, and then they have a doubleheader to end the season. And then Master Chiefs are at 3 and 5. Master Chiefs got... Oh, what am I... It's true. So it's going to come down to Marvel's Master Chiefs. That game is going to be huge. In 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
That could very well be for the last playoff spot.
And Marvels also have the points against playing in their favor, right?
Damn. That's going to be a big one. Nice to see his Jaeger bomb.
Okay. Before recapping the whole game, I'm just going to go to the end of it. And
Yeah.
then we'll go back.
Yeah.
So, Niceties were... Like, no team was really in control. But Niceties had maybe more control of the game.
Yeah.
They're up 1 point.
Yeah.
20-19.
Okay.
There's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Okay.
4th and 6 from their own 11.
Yeah.
Is it a no-brainer that you go for it? You're up a point. Just under 3 minutes left. 4th and 6 from your own 11.
Is it a no-brainer you go for it? No.
Well, why?
But I would go for it.
Okay, let's say you're not you, because I know you go for it even if it's like 4th and 20.
Yeah.
what would be the reason to not go for it?
If he is playing very, very well.
Okay, but even then, like, I thought about that, and even then, what I
And,
thought...
sorry to cut you off. And if there's like 45 seconds left.
Yeah, but given the same circumstances.
Okay. There was how much time?
3 minutes. 2:40 to be exact.
And they were up?
And each team had at least 2 timeouts. They were up a point. You right there?
Yeah, thanks. My foot. I would,
Like,
Yeah,
I
you know
really
what I
thought
would
of it, because in the moment I was shocked.
Did they punt or no?
Yeah, they punted.
Nice CDs did.
Yes. So in the moment I was shocked, and I was trying to think, like, play like devil's advocate myself. And they have a lot of smart football minds on that team, right? I don't know who instigated the word punt, or whose idea it was, but even if you trust your defense, okay? Because to me, this is the way I see it. If you punt the ball, there's a good chance you're not seeing the ball again, right? Mm-hmm. Say Jagerbomb score, you might not have enough time to do anything. If you go for it, and in worst case do not get it, there's not enough time for you to not see the ball. You're for sure getting the ball back. Mm-hmm. You're up a point. So even if Jagerbomb score and get the 2-point convert, you could still go out and win the game after.
Yes.
Like to me, there was enough time left, and you had your timeouts, that you give it to Jagerbomb. If you don't get it, they're going to be first and goal from the 11.
So if they score quickly, probably.
Or even if they try to milk the clock, you have your 2 timeouts.
Right.
You're for sure getting the ball back with at least 2 minutes.
And they can't milk that much time if they're at the first and goal. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it'd be first and 10 from the 11.
You can't milk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, to me, like, nice to these. Worst case, you get the ball back with 2 minutes, down 6 or 7. But you get the ball back with 2 minutes.
You can't give the ball back to Simon with a chance to win the game.
Like, I don't care how well your defense was playing. Like, when you weigh the pros and cons, like, the worst case scenario, you're still getting the ball back with a chance to win the game. You needed 6 yards. You're probably going to get that first down. And if you don't, you're seeing the ball again.
Yeah.
So they punted.
Yeah.
Simon burnt the whole 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Nice, he got the ball back with 1 play left.
Yeah.
Jagerbomb scored.
Right.
Got the 2-point convert to go up 7.
Right.
Nice, he got the ball back with 1 play left, and that was it.
And Amy almost made a crazy catch, eh? At the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think teams just overthink it, and you sometimes you try and be too smart and too cute, and it just doesn't go the way you want. The perfect example for me is Spritzgang. Like Spritzgang, they punting or not punting wasn't going to make a difference in their Master Chiefs game.
Yeah.
But they punted in the game against Master Chiefs when to me it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
When you're punting, losing, and like I get it's the coaching mentality. I understand. Like for me, nice to see it was probably Chris who said punt because Chris likes to punt
really?
and plays it more conservatively. Yes, and we've seen that in D1. I don't know. I don't want to throw him under the bus. I can't make be sure, but Chris is a smart guy, and I think that sometimes is you try and overthink it, and you go with maybe statistically what's best in the situation rather than going with the flow of the game.
Simon did throw 4 picks. Like the flow of the game could be an argument as to why they did punt.
Right.
But to me, you're still running the risk that you're not going to get to see the ball again. Like
right. And you're giving the ball back to one of the best quarterbacks in the division.
Sport that like you want to keep the ball. You don't want to give away the ball for free.
No.
Like go for it. Like,
yeah, I know.
And Simon threw 4 picks in this game, which and like Jagerbomb did not deserve this game. Like to me, like. Not that NACDs played that much better, but they did play better. Like NACDs played better than them in this game. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how Jagerbomb came out with the win.
Well, the punt.
Yeah,
I mean a lot of people have to do with that punt.
It's hard to pinpoint a loss on one play.
Yeah, it is.
Maxime ball down in this game 9 for $104. Lloyd getting 2 touchdowns in this one on his 3 catches.
And you look at Jagerbomb's defense, Terry. They held DeMario to 16 incompletions.
Yeah,
that's a lot too. Right? It's not like DeMario was completing a bunch of his passes either.
Yeah. Yeah, missing their rusher, GLP, Kevin filled in for him pretty well.
Yeah.
Getting quick. 1 sack, holding DeMario only to 4 attempts on 16 yards. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this game was huge for the Western Conference Division 2 leader,
Western
right?
Conference, damn. It's true because we got 1 bye in each division.
Yeah.
So there's...
Wow. Had Nice Cities won that game, would they have clinched? I think, they would have...
They clinched the 1 seed?
They would have clinched their sub-conference if they would have...
So they would have clinched their bye?
Yes. Had Nice Cities won that game after Jagerbomb's lost to Thunder Buddies...
To us, yeah.
Nice Cities would have clinched the bye.
So Jagerbomb gives us a fighting chance. And who does Nice Cities have? Nice Cities are 6-3. They got a bye. And Jagerbomb plays Pocket Rockets. And Nice Cities play Thunder Buddies. That's not a gimme. And you got to figure that Jagerbomb will be favorites against Pocket Rockets this weekend. And they got Masters. Jagerbomb did what they had to do in their first game.
Yeah.
That was being ACDs.
What else did I see in this game? Yeah, it was like 7-6 at halftime.
That's crazy.
It took the team 16 minutes to score.
Was it like just good defense?
It was 0-0 for the first 16 minutes. Simo threw some bad picks where like he didn't get enough air under it.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me too a little bit.
He was throwing some deep balls where like I've seen him throw overthrow the receiver. He's kind of underthrowing him at times.
Yeah.
Like I think he's the first to say that it wasn't his best game.
Yeah.
But like, what does Mom always say?
Ugly win's better than a pretty loss.
Exactly.
Chalk it up, baby. Chalk it up.
I think he's happy to take the dub.
For reals.
I feel there's other things I was missing in this game.
Brian Tinning, nice game, 4 catches, 45
Brian
yards.
balled out in this game.
Respect.
Brian was catching a couple balls, and Andrew's like, Brian at one point had better hands than me. And Brian said, yeah, when we were 9 years old. Found that funny. Andrew's pretty quiet in this game.
Crazy though, 4 picks to 1, and you still get the dub.
Yeah. Did you hear or see any about the Pocket Rockets Marbles game?
No, for me it was just surprising to see them holding Max to 135 yards.
Yeah.
P.O. doing what he had to do. Nothing fancy. 4 touchdowns, a pick, 188 yards. Manu subbing in this game coming up big for Pocket Rockets.
Okay.
60 yards, 2 TDs. Big win for Pocket Rockets, but I think even a bigger loss for Marvels.
Sum up the Thunder Buddies Jagerbomb game.
Jagerbomb did whatever they wanted in the first half offensively. They were scoring at will. And we made some adjustments on defense, Thunder Buddies, and we held them to, I believe it was 6 points in the second half. Shout out to Quentin. He had a monster game, 2 big interceptions. Both the time were cutting the momentum of Jagerbomb. And he also had, I believe, how many touchdowns did he have in this game? He had 1 touchdown, but it was and a 2-point convert, a very nice go route. Steve had a very, very good second half. He was on fire. Everything was working for us in the second half, honestly. We all made plays. Rob made plays. Dave ended up having an interception. Josh played well. Remy had 75 yards.
Himself a game on offense.
He did. It was really just kind of a wild machine for Thunder Buddies in that second half. And I think Simon made some throws that he doesn't usually make. He had a tough weekend, and I think he'll be the first one to tell you that.
Yeah. All right, Division 1.
D1, let's go.
Want to talk about your game?
Arnwood's Holy Trollers played the game for me in this one. We were down, the Wolves were down 14-zip. 4th down, I believe it was like 4th and 7. DeMario throws up a prayer. It hits off Stanley's hand, and Mace makes a crazy catch in the back of the end zone. Keeps 2 feet in bounds, 14-6. And it was big because we didn't want to go down 14-0, giving the ball back to them, not having gotten a first down, and them having a chance to make it a 20 or 21 or 22-0 game. That was a big play. Mace getting player of the week.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, 2 long bomb catches, huge plays, and defensive. Sorry?
He also got a pick, right?
He got a pick. Yes, on 4th down, you're right. He got a pick.
Oh, yeah.
But still, it was nobody.
No. It wasn't so the pick on 4th down that I was giggling at. It was more the not being sure if I should take a knee, running it out, deciding to run it out, and get tackled at the 1 yard line.
Hey. Yeah, sometimes it's tough.
Like that awareness over there. It was a hot day.
We've all been there. Look, he made up for it on by getting the pick. He was in the right place, right time. But I was very impressed with how our defense played. On that drive, we held Trollers to 4 straight incomplete. Well, 3 incompletions and the interception because they had it 1st and goal. We did not give up a point in the second half. Chris
it was really bend but don't break defense, right?
Yeah.
Because like Max marched the field. He had 250 yards. 26 completions on you guys, right?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know what to say. I'm looking at these rosters and like Ironwolves have a good roster. They're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But Holy Trollers on paper are like overpowered. Like they literally have like almost an all-star team on this squad, right?
Yeah.
For them to score 0 points in the second half,
That's surprising.
I don't want to say like I take away too much credit from you guys. We spoke a bit off air, but you guys deserve the win. You guys played better than them, but I feel that Trollers lost the game in the second half more than you guys went and got it.
Explain.
You guys scored 12 points in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're scoring 12 points a half, shouldn't be enough to win the game.
Right, it's 24 in the game. You're right.
Shouldn't be enough to win the game.
Right.
You only scored 12 points in a half.
Yeah.
They scored 0.
Yeah.
0.
I don't know if there's been a half this year where a team scored 0 points in Div 1.
Probably all the way down to Div 5. Maybe in Div 5.
And what would maybe Div 5? And you ref the game, right?
Yeah.
What were you seeing? We're just
I don't get why Max maybe wasn't using Andrew even more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember I know he was a little sick and he wasn't feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
He was just there as a decoy most of the first half. He was like on my side and he's like I ain't feeling too well, blah, blah, blah. And then, like 4 catches for 37 yards. Like, Jeff said it last week. To beat Trollers, you have to shut down Andrew, but you can't shut down Andrew, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like Trollers didn't give you guys a chance to shut down Andrew. Like, I don't know if your game plan going in was, like, to contain Andrew, contain Dylan, or just, like, stop them as a whole. Did you have a specific game plan? I'll say, like, who it was there, but, like...
No, not really. We just kind of call our D.
Yeah, and I feel like Dylan led the team in catches and yards, and Dylan's a great player. Mm-hmm. But if you don't got Ashton and Andrew 1A, 1B on that team in receiving, it's going to be hard for you to win the game. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what Max shifted to in that second half, right? Like,
yeah,
you guys did play great defense.
Yeah.
But in D1, playing great defense is not enough. You're not going to win games just by playing great defense.
Yeah.
Like, the offenses are going to keep scoring points. Mm-hmm. So my point is just that, like I'm looking at Trollers, and I'm like, what the heck happened to you guys in that second half, right? Yeah. Like, how do you put up 0? Like, so yeah, that was it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think to give us more credit, just because, like, I'm biased there, I think it was just, like, it was a bunch of, we were calling different things on defense, and I think that guys we were aggressive. We were just shooting gaps, and it's like we weren't necessarily waiting for them to make a play. We were going out there and making plays. And I think the fact that, like, we were moving the ball and scoring on offense really generated and helped our defense. Because, when you're not scoring on offense, your defense gets demotivated, your defense gets, like, unmotivated, and then, the team goes down and they score, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
If we stop them, what's going to happen? We're not going to score. But it was like, DeMario really did a great job of rallying the troops, because, like I said, Terry, in that game early, you even asked me, like, what was the huddle after going 4 and out, and after almost not scoring on that second drive. But DeMario kept it calm, he kept cool, and it's like, I think it's cool. We've shown we can win in different ways with, different players making big plays. Because in this game, Chris, who's been our number one receiver, like, statistically, had 2 yards.
Yeah, well,
he had 2 catches for 2 yards.
He was supposed to play, so...
Right. No, but he wasn't supposed to play all year. But you know what I mean? Like, Chris had 2 catches for 2 yards.
Yeah, but this time you believed him that he wasn't going to play, so it's still different.
Shame on me. But you know what I mean? Mace getting 2 catches for 73 yards.
Then going by the play-by-play, and, like, Trollers only had 2 drives besides the last Hail Mary attempt at the end there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They milked the clock a lot, and I don't know if Max's game is more just chuck it up and get that deep bomb score onto Ashton or Andrew, and, like, they didn't do much of it. Like, you guys probably took it away to a certain extent, but it's hard for me to believe that you guys were able to take away the whole deep from Andrew and Ashton, who are, like, probably 2 of the fastest guys in the whole division, right? Like, hard to think of 2 guys that are as fast as them. Like, I literally think there are the 2 fastest guys, and speed kills.
It does.
It didn't on Saturday.
It did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's well said. I think that, you look at, like, quarterbacks and their tendencies. Max is the one that has the deep ball throw, right? And he had 9.3 yards per completion. DeMario had 14.
Yes,
DeMario almost had 50. It was broken plays,
yes,
but still.
With guys wide open.
Yeah, for sure.
I did not understand that either. Like,
yeah. No, me neither. But DeMario's keeping his head upfield, right? And the rushers on him, and Manu's, making a play. So, yeah, it was like a different type of game than we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
And with that loss, it sends Centurions packing.
Yes, there's officially outside. And
surprising. Tough season for them.
Yeah. So, looking at the standings, remember I said a couple of weeks ago, like, you don't care where you finish. Like, just make it in.
Yeah.
Seeding does not matter at all.
Yeah.
Can this be even more true right now? Like Outlaws, I believe, lost to every team once, right?
Outlaws lost to Centurions. He lost to Trollers. He lost to us. Yes.
You guys lost to Cox, Outlaws.
Everyone but Trollers.
Everyone but Trollers?
Yeah.
You also beat everyone but...
We beat everyone.
You beat everyone?
Yeah.
Cox lost to Outlaws. You guys.
Us.
Like,
it's pretty crazy.
Everyone could beat everyone, right?
Who would you say is who do you think the matchups will be? Like, not who, like, favorable, like, if you had to guess.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. Because we were saying about it yesterday with Maswood and Dad, and if I had to guess, I think it'll be us against Outlaws, and Go Cup will play Trollers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But a lot depends on the game this weekend.
Yeah, but I wanted to ask you, is there a favorable and unfavorable matchup? Like, is there a team out of those 4 teams that are hoping to face a certain team or not hoping to face a certain team? Like, you can say if you have one in mind, you guys not mentioning who it is necessarily.
I think Outlaws and Glowcock both don't want to play each other first round.
You think they're both
Yes.
rather... You think to them, the path to the finals will be easier if they're facing Trollers
Yes.
and or Wolves? That makes sense.
Yeah.
And how about for Wolves and Trollers?
I don't think the Trollers want to play us, where we're 2-0 against them. But they have a game... They have another game against us, but I also don't think like we're heavy favorites against the Trollers. I don't know, like I really...
Who's the team you say you guys match up the best against? Like, no game is easy.
Yeah.
But if you had to say, give me that team and I think we have the best chances to win, who do you think it'd be?
I think it's Trollers.
Based on what?
A lot of it's probably recency bias.
The fact that you're able to, like, beat them.
We're 2-0 against them, and I think that you talk about smart defensive play callers. Chris is a very good defensive play caller, and Chris's number one thing is kind of like, we shouldn't get beat deep. If we have guys playing deep, don't get beat deep.
Yeah.
And Max has the best deep ball in the MFL, and his thing is going deep. He's like, don't get me wrong, he won't force the ball deep, but Chris prides his defense on not getting beat deep.
Yeah.
And I think that if we take away that, it's tough.
And I know no team scares you, and you guys could prove that because you literally beat every team in D1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But which team would you rather not face?
I think Outlaws.
Really?
Yeah. I think just because we are 1-1 against them, I think Outlaws playoffs is just a different animal.
They haven't showed that recently, though.
No, they haven't. But Glowcock too. Like if we play Glowcock in the first round, I think they'd be the favorites over us.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they're defending champs, I think you have to give them that respect.
Yeah, but even taking that away, like we did beat them this year, but
Feels we haven't seen them playing forever, eh?
yeah, I know.
Are they playing this weekend?
Yeah, it's them against Outlaws. That's
classic.
that's going to be huge to determine, and then us against Trollers as well will be like the two big games in determining who finishes where.
Wow.
What if I had to ask you?
For which team? I wish I had like the four captains and put.
Yeah, okay. Let's say you're Outlaw, right?
Okay.
You're not on the roster, but who do you think is the team they don't want to play? The one team.
I'd probably say Glowcock.
Okay, and
I think you hit the nail on the head with that.
What
one.
about Iron Wolves? Who do you think is one team we don't want to play?
I guess Outlaws.
Okay, who do you think one team Outlaws doesn't want to play?
I answered that. Didn't they just say Glowcock?
Oh, sorry. Who's the one team Glowcock doesn't want to play?
I feel Glowcock really don't care who they play.
If you had to pick a team.
If I had to pick a team,
Sure, Glowcock and Trollers.
I guess I'd say Outlaws. Probably their most losses in the playoffs that come against the Outlaws.
And what about Trollers? Who wouldn't they want to play?
You said they have two losses against you guys, right?
Yeah. Both of them being really close games. Both of those games, they were winning and like had the game.
Yeah. I'd say Outlaw. I'd say Trollers probably wouldn't want to face Outlaws the most.
Yeah, okay. I think I respect that. But it's cliche to say, but I really think like in Div 1 it was 4 teams make the playoffs, then let's see.
Yeah, it's like I could.
The one differential to higher seed is you get to start on defense first if you choose defense, right? Like that's still a fairly big deal, right?
Yeah, and it's like I think it's like the first time I'm seeing this for any division ever.
Yeah.
But I could literally actually see any team winning the championship. Like I could see Arnold's being D1 champs.
Yeah.
Maybe couldn't have said those words a couple of weeks ago, but now I could literally see it happening. Same with Trollers, obviously with Outlaws and Glowcock. To me, they're the two favorites coming in. We often say that to be nice with other divisions, but like I think this division's like it's the truest it's ever been.
If you had to pick a champion right now in D1, who would you pick?
Like if I had to bet my money and say who I think is going to win it and double up or lose it, I'd go with Glowcock right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Like
I thought you'd say them.
Sorry?
I thought you'd say them.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue.
But if you're telling me Glowcock or the field, I'd probably take the field.
Yeah, like similar to Sour Peeps.
Yeah, because like it's just so close that to me, when Glowcock have been dominant, I think they've been probably the most dominant.
Yes, I would agree with
that.
that.
For the highest number of games also.
I would agree with that.
Like I saw Trollers be super dominant a game or two, but it stopped.
It's very rare Glowcock have a poor game. right?
They had a few.
They have, but I think it's more surprising when they have a poor game than
Yeah.
when Outlaws have a poor game, Trolls have a poor game.
And it's more so
Like
like the championship kind of momentum, right? Like
Yeah.
like you said, every team plays different in the playoffs. Every team's harder to play in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're the defending champs, I feel you play even harder.
Yeah. You want to defend
So
that.
That's why I'd say go Cook. But for real, like it's not as if I'd be shocked if they wouldn't win. Like
Who do you think you're going to pick so far? Outlaws or Go Cook this weekend? Game's at 11. Did you update the picks, by the way?
I updated the standings. You're tied with John.
No way.
Exact same number.
No
And
way.
It's not a tie by percentage. You guys have picked the same number of games and you have the same amount of.
How is that
wins.
possible?
What do you mean? You guys will both play on 3 teams, I guess.
He plays on
Iron Wolves.
1, 3, 4. But you know, there was one game I didn't pick.
I guess one of his teams played one game more than yours.
No. I when I threw for Outlaws,
Yeah.
I didn't pick that game.
I guess for now, one of his teams played one extra game.
Ah, my man. You're a smart cookie. Wow. So John and I are literally tied in first. Okay, people. Check the picks this week. Make it happen.
It's enough. Do you want to talk, no?
Yeah, preach, bro. I'm exhausted.
Bold predictions?
Yeah, let's go.
For divisions.
I'm going D5 and you're going D4.
Okay. You want to start or you want me to start?
Let me start, bruh. D5 this week, bowl predictions. But we just had a spicy sandwich right before, and I'm feeling really spicy today. Okay, so we got Los Politos, Improbable, we got Barra Mimosa Crew, Phoenix, Sour Peeps, Weekend Warriors, Titans. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, but you know we do the thing where if I do my bowl prediction, does my pick have to be like that?
You always say it has to be like that.
But you're a wimp, so you never... Okay.
So you're the wimp too now?
We'll see. We'll see on my picks. Weekend Warriors will beat Titans this weekend. And our boy Eli will have 7 passing touchdowns at least.
What if... is Jeremy Rooney...
Poor bugger. I feel... I miss Jeremy.
Like, what's wrong?
I think it's his hammy.
It's that bad?
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, as soon as it happened, we knew it was bad.
It happened during a game?
During FPF game.
What happened?
He just pulled it.
Well, you saw him running it.
Yeah, I didn't see. I just saw the aftermath of him.
But he tried playing on it, right, a little bit?
Yeah, like a few weeks later, I think. But credit to him, he's been vocal in MFL and FPF chats. Like
Okay.
he hasn't gone MIA.
Okay.
But so I say Eli quarterbacks the game
Okay.
and throws 7 touchdowns at least against the Titans in his team's victory. Former Master Chief.
So now you were asking
Or
because
Master Chief.
you might have picked...
Because I may pick Titans.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that, but you're the one that says you can't do that.
Yeah,
So you'd be a little hypocrite of you to do that.
but you're a bit of a wimp. Okay, D4.
But you'd be a hypocrite.
Yeah, but I'll see what I'll do. Get some big games.
You want to pick the game?
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go Java Club Iron Wolves. But I'm putting Villain on the upset alert this week against Debouché.
Really?
Yeah. I'm probably going to pick Villains. But if you give me a point spread, I'll probably take Boucher to cover.
But they don't win the game.
Depending what the point spread is. I know you're confused by that, but yes, it makes sense.
How does it make sense?
It just makes sense there.
So if the point spread is 10,
Yeah.
you're taking them to cover but not win the
I
game?
need a half. There's no 10. It's 10 and a
9.5.
half. 9.5?
Yeah.
9.5?
Yeah.
Take them to cover.
Okay, but not win the game.
No.
But if this point spread was 2.5.
No, if it was bigger, I'd pick them to win the game.
Oh, the more the underdog they are?
Yes.
Okay, you want me to do Drama Club Arnold's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do they sit? I forget. Iron Wolves have a slim chance to make it, right?
This is the team
Oh, no,
with...
sorry. No, never mind. That's D3. Drama Club are 2 and 6.
This is the team that you said was cute because Cooper, Connor, and Lucas each had a pick, right?
Yeah, the triplets.
Okay.
But wow.
So in the previous game...
Imagine if Drama Club missed the playoffs.
Well, that's going to happen. What do you mean imagine? It's the process.
Wow.
So in the previous game, you said it was cute because they each had a pick, right?
Yeah.
Was this game?
No, it was a game against Ben.
Oh, they played 2 games last
Yeah,
week?
the first one.
But on offense, Connor's the only one with a catch. Like Lucas and...
Oh, of the 3 of them.
of the 3 youngsters.
Mm.
So, in this game, I'm going to say that not only will Cooper, Lucas, and Connor. Cooper Lucas and Connor, right?
TCL. Yeah.
Or LCC.
LCC. High school.
They'll each have a pick again.
Okay.
That they will all return for 6. In addition to each scoring a touchdown.
Offensively.
Yes.
So you're telling me they're going to each get an offensive touchdown and a defensive touchdown?
Yes.
At least one.
Yes.
LCC, baby.
I don't get why you and Jeff say I don't have bold predictions.
No, that one's been, it's been a little better. Like usually you see like it.
That was only season 1 when I say
someone will put sunscreen.
No,
on.
I said we'd have green grass lines would be on the field.
Yeah.
That was only first season. It hasn't been like that forever.
But you see, us pushing you has gotten you to be bold.
Okay.
So you're welcome.
That's it.
I think that's it. This episode of MFL Total Access.
Let us know if you want to play in the fall.
Yes, registration is already open.
Yeah.
And 2 more weeks left, folks. Every play matters. Every pick matters. D-flag. Make some plays.
See you Saturday.
See you Saturday, folks. Be good. Be there. Be square.